Whoever scheduled the Cowboys and the Raiders for our Monday night primetime game over the likes of the Lions and the Eagles, the Rams and the Seahawks, and the Broncos and the Chiefs, you're fired! We have our week 11 locks and shocks. What I need you to do down in the comments, comment your upset of the week. You know what we're going to do. We're going to predict every matchup for week 11. We got our game of the week, our upset of the week, our lock of the week, and our toilet bowl game of the week. What I need you to do before this video starts, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell. Starting off with our Thursday night football matchup, we have the Jets heading on down to New England, heading on up over wherever they go to take on the New England Patriots. And when I tell you, this is going to be an absolute snooze fest. And I guess I've probably said that the last 2 weeks. The Jets have come out on top. But the Patriots, as I've said every week, and don't be like, oh, the Patriots haven't played no one, and go out there and give the Bucs absolute belt to ass. Let me guess, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers aren't good anymore. The New England Patriots are about to absolutely obliterate, demolish, maul, destroy Justin Field and the New York Jets, who just seamlessly blew their defense up. Next, we have our toilet bowl game of the week, the Miami Dolphins. Tua turned the ball over. Mike McDaniel's on the hot seat. Devon Achane. And the Washington Commanders, not led by Jaden Daniels, who could potentially be back this year. I think they probably shut him down. It would be absolute ridiculous to come back this year. Just happy his arm injury isn't as bad as we thought it was. Who's going to win this game? I'm going to be real with y'all. I think the Miami Dolphins go out here and win this game. They played pretty decent last week against the Buffalo Bills. Lord, we love a good Buffalo Bills loss. If Tua can keep that going, if they can keep the offense going, if they can keep stacking some wins, they're not going to make playoffs. Maybe save Mike McDaniel's career. Maybe save Tua turn the ball over his career. Who knows? I think they beat the Washington Commanders. I believe this game is in Miami. Next, we have the Carolina Panthers, who are going to win 1 week, lose 1 week. They're going to beat the good teams. They're going to lose the bad teams. Taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. This was a close contender for Toilet Bowl Game of the Week because the Atlanta Falcons, last time they met the Carolina Panthers, got obliterated. I'll let you guess the score. 30-0. They might be the only team that has got blanked this year. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Are the Arizona Cardinals? Lord, all the bad teams are like rattling in my mind right now. Are the Atlanta Falcons the only team that got blanked this year? Let me know down in the comments. Bryce Young and the boys looking to come out here and get it done. Michael Penix and the boys looking to come out here and get it done. Bijan Robinson got to get the ball going. Drake London, top 5 wide receiver in this league. I think the Falcons have an opportunity to go out here and win this game, and they desperately need to win it. Give me the Atlanta Falcons with the dub in the ATL. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, I'll say it again. I'll say it twice. I'll say it 3 times. I'll say it every video we do. The defense is terrible. The offense is terrible. When you have Josh Allen not playing up to an MVP caliber level, this team is one of the worst squads in the league. The wide receiver core is terrible. James Cook, absolute dog. Gonna give him his flowers. Some weeks he's on, some weeks he's not. Josh Allen, when he's not playing MVP caliber, this team is terrible. The defense, absolutely awful. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, battling injury, starting to get some O-linemen back. The run game's coming back. The wide receiver core, you're missing Mike Evans for the rest of the year. They're battered. They're beat up. Everyone's battered and beat up at this point in the year. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to go out here and absolutely dominate the Buffalo Bills. The Chargers at Jacksonville. I have the Chargers winning the division. I'm standing on that. I've had the Chargers winning the division since the preseason. This team is well-oiled. You can plug and play whoever needs to go where they need to go, and this team can still thrive. Started slow last week, picked it up. They got to get consistent offense. You got to get my boy Ladd McConkey. You got to get him going early. You got to get Keenan Allen going. You got to get Quentin Johnston back in the game. Missed a major injury with their new standout tight end. Dear Lord, thank you. He's still on the field. taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are desperate for a win right now. The debacle they had against the Texans last week has me wondering, is this the last chance that we are going to give Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville? Maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to completely rebuild the team. I don't know how they start the year 4-0. I don't think they've won a game since then. And they have blown some absolute ridiculous leads as they did last week against the Texans. I think the Chargers are going to come out here and they're going to put absolute belt on the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. Next, we have our shock of the week. And is it really a shock? They should have beat them the first time. I have the Chicago Bears coming out and putting an upset on the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings, who are looking a lot better, they're starting to get J.J. McCarthy back. He looked good last week. Can they continue the progress on this new, technically a rookie quarterback, but Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, the chemistry is starting to get there. They're starting to flush out how they like their run game. Colston Loveland's coming alive. Odunze's coming alive. The wide receiver is starting to hoop. The defense is going to have to get healthy and going to have to start to mesh and going to have to start performing for the Bears to keep stacking these wins. I do think my upset of the week is the Chicago Bears over the Minnesota Vikings. Next, we have the Packers at the Giants. Go Pack, go. They have looked absolutely terrible the last few weeks. What they just did against the Eagles on, what was it, Thursday Night Football, whatever it was, or Monday Night, whatever. I think Monday Night Football. I never want to watch that again. The Green Bay Packers have a problem. They lose Tucker Kraft. They basically essentially lose the identity of their offense. The run game couldn't get going against the Eagles. The pass game couldn't get going against the Eagles. And you got a wide receiver core where there's really no guy just standing out. You don't have a guy who's going to step up and take the place of a dog like Tucker Kraft. And that is a hard feat to come through, but you got to find a guy that is going to make a spark on that offense. Jordan Love is in fraud check territory, taking on the New York Giants, led not by Jackson Dart this week. We get some famous Jameis action, and I'm absolutely excited to see what comes of it. Every time Jameis Winston steps on that field, I get absolutely excited, but I do want to say, I think the Green Bay Packers come out here and pop the Giants at home. Next, we have the Bengals at the Steelers. Someone go get the icy hot. We got Joe Flacco taking on Aaron Rodgers and this Steelers defense. The Steelers looked absolute piss poor last week. The Bengals are starting to get it going. They're trying to stack some wins before Joseph Dwayne Burrow comes back. And if they get a win this week against the Steelers and can get Joe Burrow back next week, this division is honestly wide open. Anyone can win it at that point. I think the Bengals have a great chance to go out here and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Give me Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game, shutting down the chances of the Bengals making a playoff run. Is that official? I'm not 100% sure. Is it analytically possible? I don't know, but this is a massive win this week for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. Give me the Houston Texans led by Davis Mills. We have the 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. We're about to breeze through a few of these games. Give me the San Francisco 49ers. The Cardinals, they just look eh. Jacoby Brissett, I think, is a upside from Kyler Murray. I think he gets people the ball better. You're missing Marvin Harrison. That is going to be a tremendous loss. I think you're missing another one. Was it Zay Jones that tore his Achilles? Super unfortunate news. The San Francisco 49ers are going to come out on top in this game. We have our game of the week. We have my Seattle Seahawks, Jackson Smith and Jigba and the boys taking on the LA Rams. And this is a beyond massive matchup. The Seattle Seahawks head coach, undefeated on the road, I believe something of the tune of 10-0, looking to go 11-0 on the road in a massive rivalry matchup against the LA Rams. If we can go out here and get it done, it's going to be hard. Our young defense taking on a legend, Hall of Famer in Matthew Stafford, a legend, Hall of Famer and Devontae Adams and a top 5 wide receiver in the league, Puka Nacua. But I'm going to tell you one thing our defense is going to do that I've noticed happens. When you hit Puka Nacua in his mouth over and over and over again, he rolls over and absolutely folds. Give me my Seattle Seahawks with the big dub in LA for our game of the week. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. Lamarvelous Jackson looking to go out here and keep stacking those wins. Ladies and gentlemen, could it be Tom? I'm not going to insert the perfect timing song here because I'll probably get copywritten for it, so we're not even going to attempt to do that. I think the Baltimore Ravens go out here and give the Browns absolute belt. The Ravens defense has looked pretty dang good the last 4 weeks. They haven't allowed over 20 points, and that is a big flip. I don't care who you're playing. That's a massive feat for one of the worst defenses in the league. You got to keep building off that. You get Lamarvelous Jackson back, and anything is possible. I think the Baltimore Ravens go out here and give Dylan Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns absolute belt to ass. Next, we have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. In Denver, you would think the Denver Broncos with that defense would be the favorite in this game. The Kansas City Chiefs are a 3.5 point favorite on the road, but their record off a bye week is absolutely astonishing. When you got guys like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce back against the wall in the hunt for a playoff spot, I think the Kansas City Chiefs go out here, and I think they can outscore the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos, who led by Bo Nix on offense, just really don't look great this year. The run game is there. They're not scoring enough in the red zone. They're not scoring until the third quarter. They're not scoring until the fourth quarter. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to go out there. They're going to get points when they touch the ball typically. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs with a big win over the Denver Broncos. Next, we have and I put upset of the week. This is actually our lock of the week. The Detroit Lions taking a big win over the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, per usual, defense is great. Offense is the offense doesn't look amazing. You got Jalen Hurts, who can't get the pass down the field. Got an amazing pass, I want to say, last week to Devontae Smith for a touchdown to win the game. But if you hit their run game in the mouth and you contain Jalen Hurts and you make him throw the ball, as I say with Jared Goff, he can't get it done. Now, Jared Goff, same with him. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is on another level over Saquon Barkley right now. They really can't get Barkley going, and Gibbs is firing on all cylinders. That's going to open up Amon-Ra St. Brown to continue to be the dog that he is. Give me the Detroit Lions heading into Philly and keeping that scoring streak going. Detroit Lions with the belt to ass on the Philadelphia Eagles. Next, we have the primetime Monday night game. We have the Dallas Cowboys against the Las Vegas Raiders. And I almost made the Raiders my upset of the week, but the last time I did that, they absolutely embarrassed me by losing in a comeback victory. I forgot who beat them, but it absolutely made me mad. The Dallas Cowboys might put 60 on the Raiders, or they might score 10 points and the defense might allow 40. I'm rocking with the Dallas Cowboys. Will I be surprised if the Las Vegas Raiders come out here and give the Cowboys belt? Absolutely not, but I'm rocking with the Dallas Cowboys. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our NFL Week 11 locks and shocks. A little recap, our lock of the week. We got the Detroit Lions over the Philadelphia Eagles. Our shock of the week, we got the Chicago Bears heading on down to the Minnesota area. Minnesota Metroplex, and giving the Vikings belt. We have my Seattle Seahawks giving the LA Rams a loss at home. And last but not least, our toilet bowl game of the week. I have the Miami Dolphins beating the Washington Commanders. What I need y'all to do, drop your lock down in the comments. Drop your shock down in the comments. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell for daily content.